speaking of eyes, My Chemical Romance got back together. They got back together. They announced MCR, My Chemical Romance. For people that don't know, I fucking hate My Chemical Romance. I'm really not a huge fan whatsoever. I can appreciate their music. I can see why people like them. Gerard Way, I think that's his name, or is that the actor? I think it's Gerard Way. It's just I just want to punch him in the face.
Any guy with the name Gerard, I'm like,
yeah, Gerard, I'm gonna punch you in the face. Come over here.
No, I mean they all blend in. It could be Gerard Butler, it could be Gerard Way. It could
You're right.
Yeah.
Butler's the actor, Way's the singer.
Yeah.
And I don't know, he's got a punchable face. I saw him and like him and his whole group.
Does.
Yeah, dude.
Especially now when he's not like full like.
And he
My
doesn't have
Chemical
like
Romance.
the white makeup on and stuff like that. It's just awful.
Because there's such great bands from that era.
There's
like
so many
MCR,
that like emo.
I don't know.
Like,
but like then you take the best bands from them, and most of them are striving. Like Panic at the Disco is having a great like.
Oh, Panic at the Disco is
like after that first album, they've hit that longevity. While do you know My Chemical Romance? I think they base it off of Radiohead's career choice, where Radiohead went on a hiatus for 7 years and came back on the tour, or 9 years or something like that. And My Chemical Romance mimicked the same thing, where they retired for 7 to 9 years, and then they put in their music videos that they would be announcing a tour in March 2020, and
it fucking worked.
And it happened.
Guess how long it took for My Chemical Romance to sell out their entire world tour?
I think
My Chemical
it's
Romance.
Like 4 hours or something like that?
6 hours.
Oh, Jesus.
Guess what? How much the tickets are?
Well, I know what they started as, but I know Ticketmaster has these, just like Uber, where like you really want to Uber, it's going to cost you $200 to drive 5 minutes down the road. I think originally
like prime
My Chemical Romance, the most expensive ones were like between 120 and 200. It's either 120 or 180. I forget, because they had 119.99 or 199. You know, like I'm just like transposing
but towards
numbers.
The end.
But
towards when
like
it was about to sell
or
out,
something like that, right?
$700 to get inside the arena.
Jesus. So
Fucking
that's bare minimum.
Assholes, dude.
Well, I don't know who that is. That's either My Chemical Romance or it's their like not.
They shouldn't have gone back together. They're the assholes.
Just them getting back together.
Just
it makes
them getting
the
back
assholes.
together, and then Ticketmaster's like, or all of those ticket places, StubHub, they're just like bathing in the filth of the blood of the fucking weak.
I think people. Correct me if I'm wrong. Anyone that's watching, or maybe you can correct me if I'm wrong, because I typically am. This is like the least informative podcast.
It is.
So I think a lot of people were pissed, thinking it was a bunch of ticket scalpers.
Yeah.
But really, it was the websites that sell the tickets that are inflating it based on traffic to the website.
Yeah, it's almost like any website when you go onto it, and it's like, if you keep going back, like I know like airplanes, airplanes and cruises do it. If you keep going back and you don't delete your cookies, they keep raising the price, and that's just you that's looking at it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Fucking
people
assholes.
People were saying
dude.
like 45
that's why I don't.
Wait.
I literally don't go to see artists because of how expensive it is.
Yeah.
And I'm standing 3 miles away from them, and I'm like, is that even Childish Gambino?
Yeah,
you
but
know what I mean?
Childish Gambino
at
was a really good
Oshiego
show,
when there's 10,000 people and he's all the way down there. Obviously, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
For someone like Childish Gambino, if I'm going to see My Chemical Romance, I'm not paying $700 to sit all the way in the back. I don't even pay $300 for tickets, man. Like,
I will say, when I saw Panic at the Disco, it was really cool because he like sat at a piano and they like hoisted it by like crane, and like he
That's
like
sweet.
was by wire like going around the whole audience.
That's awesome.
I'd be so stressed if I see like it's just a piano. Like it would look like the old Looney Tunes, like where they drop pianos on
like Brandon Urie. For the love of God, please don't land on me with your gigantic piano.
Dude, I hate to dwell on Panic at the Disco, but because I have a follow-up question to it. But I remember when I went to go see him at the Snow Arena in Manchester, New Hampshire. We
Panic at the Disco.
Panic at the Disco.
Okay,
yeah. Sorry, I didn't see MCR.
No,
so they went to go perform Bohemian Rhapsody, because what happens is I think the state of Queen and the remaining members of Queen like had Brandon. They said Brandon Urie was good enough to be the person singing Bohemian Rhapsody on the soundtrack of the new Queen movie Bohemian Rhapsody. So.
I didn't even correlate 2 and 2 together. That's why that got released around that time.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
So he performed it, and as he's performing it, all the like sound equipment blew out and stopped working. It's like they blew a circuit or something like that. The drummer's still drumming. You can hear it faint in the background. He's trying to sing. You can't hear him because there's thousands of people watching.
Was it during like one of the high notes and he's just like,
no, it was near the beginning.
He crashes.
And then all of a sudden, but people knew the song and they were singing along already.
Yeah.
It's not dead silent, but like there's no sound system anymore.
Yeah.
And the whole crowd of thousands of people, and granted, a lot of them are teeny boppers like that know Brandon Urie from Vine because he was a big Vine star.
Yep.
And everyone's singing Bohemian Rhapsody at the top of their lungs.
Oh, that's awesome.
To fill the
it's all
audience.
the parents like
Dude,
bringing their
it was
freaking kids.
so
and it's
cool, and everyone's singing
mashup
it.
of generations.
And he's grabbing like a megaphone, and he's trying to sing as much as possible.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like belting it out, and he's almost like tearing up because the whole audience is carrying.
Yeah.
It was just like something like you see out of a movie where like someone's performing and the sound isn't working, and there's someone in the audience like slowly singing or slowly doing a slow clap, and then everyone starts.
Everyone
build
joins
this
along.
momentum, and I think like that was one of my. It was a really magical moment. But referring back to that era of like scene and emo or whatever, like
back when
these
I had
genres are
my
called.
long hair and I was just like this. I think
Down
that's,
here.
I'm telling you, this is the reason I have migraines because I fucking
So you
too
craned
many
your
hair
neck too
flips.
much?
Yeah, I look like Justin Bieber.
What are your favorite bands from that era? Because I know that like maybe not exactly MCR and Panic at the Disco, but maybe like more like Dashboard Confessional. Like, what were your favorite?
Dashboard Confessional was a
bands from that
really
era?
fucking good one. I think one of the ones that inspired me the most was probably Taking Back Sunday. I mean, I still have their discography on Spotify that I go through. You know what I mean? Old scene. I'm trying to think because I used to play guitar.
Brand new.
Brand news. Yeah, because that's technically from that
guess.
era. Yeah.
They usually just all group together. 'cause
Brand
I think they all
new.
came out.
Say Anything's another big one.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think.
Was that
Chiodos?
I guess
Chiodos,
anyone,
bro.
is
Like,
so dope. I think pretty much anyone that performed at Warped Tour
yes.
can be considered in
not
this thing.
in these kinds of years.
Yeah,
But like
what-
Bring Me the
what's
Horizon
close,
still
yeah.
tours with them.
Oh yeah, I love
God.
Um,
Oliver Sykes, Oliver Skies with a big rose flower
what was that,
tattoo on his neck.
What is it?
Da 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 da.
No. It's Let me.
Well,
come
you
back
going?
to it.
It doesn't help me. A Day to Remember is
No,
what I
it's
was thinking of.
Oh, I'm just.
It's gonna be dead air.
Yeah, it's just dead air. Like I thought it was the band where like, sorry, you're not a winner. Enter Shikari.
Enter Shikari.
Woo!
That was good. Oh yeah.
That's
Enter Shikari's another phenomenal band that still plays now.
Yeah.
And I mean,
You had that.
good for
There was
them.
a song called Spaceship or something like that like you really liked.
Starship,
yeah.
something like that. Yeah.
But yeah, there were so many good bands from that era. I think a lot of people don't remember when Warped Tour was like, at least from my memory when it was first starting off or when I was first aware of it, 303 was performing. And Katy Perry was so not like in the air because she had just come out with I Kiss a Girl, which was like her real first big hit.
Sure.
They brought her on stage when that song was starting to get popular, and she was kind of still like indie and underground, or like starting to break the scene.
Yeah.
And she was crowd surfing at Warped Tour during a 303 set, and she was singing.
Jesus.
I think they did a couple songs collaboration together and stuff.
And
so
now
they were
she's on
doing that,
American
and
Idol,
now she's
making young people feel uncomfortable by over sexualizing them. Is that too much of a? Is that too much?
Too much of a leap? Jesus Christ.
No, there were so many good bands. I just always remember, like, every time I hear that one note, I don't even know what song is it. The Black Parade, Welcome to the Black Parade, something like that.
Yeah.
That one note will like forever haunt me. Like, I will never pick up piano because as soon as I start playing, I get to that note, I'm gonna have to follow up with the second note and then the third, and MCR ruined music for me.
Yeah.
No, I don't want to go that far.
I know
they're not that bad.
They were saying that, like, I forget what meme it was, where it's like a lot of people will remember, like, there's some songs that you could remember from like just the first three notes.
Yep.
And then like someone was like, I can get you to remember a song from one note, and they're like,
Ding.
Bing,
Yeah,
and
that's
you're
what I
like,
was talking about.
Yeah.
But no, people don't listen to that a lot anymore. People don't even remember those kinds of bands.